Welcome peeps, we've got a surprise treat today, the live stream of Descent, Legends of the Dark. Very, very cool. Let's go right from the beginning to find all about this great game. Over on our sister channel, you might like it, it's all about PC gaming, and we're currently doing Let's Play of Biomutant on there. You can also find some E3 stuff and some really cool reviews of PC games right down our channel. The link is in the description, and so yeah, check us out if you like PC gaming. Now let's get on to the main feature of today. First, they showed us the health marker that you get in the box, this cardboard one, and then they showed us a special version of this, an acrylic version of the health wheel, which actually looks very, very cool indeed. They said it looks better than you can see on the photo, and it's very surprising. These are special edition ones that come with this hobby world. I was a bit strange by what that meant at first, but it kind of explained it. Also, you'd be able to get special edition cards from this hobby deal. The exact terminology he used was Hobby Next. That's what he was talking about, not Hobby World. Hobby Next. So you'd be able to get the acrylic dials, and you'd be able to get some additional special edition cards. These are to replace all the starting weapons of the heroes, and the app will have like a box so you can activate your special cards if you have them. That was kind of announced today. Also, with this Hobby Next, you'll be able to get the minis with a special coat of paint here. You know, they're kind of got a wash over them, and they said the Hobby Next, you can contact your game board shop, and they probably will have a deal with them to bring in this special edition Descent stuff. And they just said these washed editions, you know, they bring out the detail better, but you know, you could probably do this yourself at home. Just put a wash over everything. It doesn't take that long, does it? But hey, got a better look of how the mini looks here with a wash on, and it's looking really good. That's the big one, of course, in the box. And these come pre-assembled if you get them done this way as well. Then we got to the actual playing of the game, and you can see the app in the bottom left here. You've basically you don't need to click anything per se. You're just dragging your finger across the app, and Bryn's gonna smash the door down here. That looked very cool. And as soon as the door is dealt with, you'll be able to see the next terrain. But it gives you here that you get a little bit of flavor text. The person has to read this out though to the people, and it tells you that it is a test might 5. The app will track that you have a character starting might, and you just got to roll the dice. So it'll put the dice plus your own character might. The app will do all that, and then you'll smash down the door. The app will tell you then to rebuild the terrain. This is like Mansions of Madness, and then you're putting down things on the map now. You build it out, and then you put like the enemies down. Now, interestingly, on this map here, you've got like these circles, and these are kind of points of interest that you can go and do. But there is a quest as you come in here, find the 4 keys. They're basically going to this watchtower, and they're going to see what's happening in this watchtower. I won't want to spoil it if you want to watch the playthrough. I'm just going to really be talking about new mechanics here of how the app works and stuff like that. When you're fighting a bandit here in this case, you can see that the enemy has 2 weaknesses that are hidden, and these will be found out during battle, and these weaknesses will be remembered by the app. So if you find a bandit in the future, you'll know its weakness. And the app will kind of bring their health down this is why I think it's going to be useful for everybody to see this, to see how much damage these have got. So I do think, I still feel like you're going to have to roll the TV to the table. You can actually click to see where the damage is coming from and what the bandit's doing here. So he did block it with a defense value. The app will tell you which weapon you want to choose. Of course, you can have 2 weapons on your character at once, and you might want to switch weapon in combat because you know that this particular character or enemy has a weakness for piercing or something like this. Now the spear, when it was attacking him, it was going to enfeeble him, and the app says, you know, what condition have you put on the attack? And you can click a number of these and it will track these very quickly for you, and that then will affect the bandit on the enemy's turn, which the app will track. So this was really nice. Now they looted the body, and you can see some items that they got here from the bandit. One was a recipe and some leather, and yeah, that looked pretty cool. But again, it's kind of the person who's going to have to read, and this is going to be the crafting in between missions and stuff. Looking at it on the table though, it does look really cool, and these are going to look really cool painted as well. And yeah, now we fought this guy, this zealot, and this guy was really kind of a tough monster. And what was interesting about this guy is, first he unveiled a weakness for him, and when the enemy took his turn, he actually started this special attack. And it says like, the zealot screams an alien incantation, foreign but for a single name, Cirrus. So the actual enemy is starting to cast a spell, and in your hero phase you can see that the zealot is like warming up a super attack. They said this could be lots of things. It could be, if it attacks the character, it could be an AoE from him if you're standing close to him, so you might want to spread apart. Or you can just go and try and kill the zealot before he finishes off this attack. So there's this kind of dynamic thing that can happen whilst you're in combat. And again, the app is tracking what the characters are doing, and they will target one of you around the table, so that's kind of nice. It's something that you've really got to deal with, because it could be nasty. It could, for example, corrupt everybody or poison everybody or something like this. So yeah, it's going to be something you're going to need to deal with. Then as they pushed further in, they looked at more terrain that went out, and there was a bookcase and a guy on the floor with a blue token to represent him. And it was one of the characters in the chat that actually spoke. Yes, because Bryn says, "That guard, I think I know him." And that's the blue icon on the floor. And only Bryn can interact with that token. So it kind of encourages certain people to go and do stuff exclusive to them. A character noticed something on the bookcase, and it was hinting that only he should go over there. And when he looked, he got a choice of things to look for: books, bottles, or baubles. And when he took a book from it, we got this fantastic virtue choice of the character. And each character has 2 virtues, and depending on your weight of one of these, you could be towards optimism or towards ambition. This will affect things in the game, especially the main storyline. And it mentions here that it will affect your hero's fate and journey. and it may carry both narrative and mechanical later in the campaign. So this is quite nice. The designer did say though that if you go heavy on one or heavy on the other, you can do that, but you can mix it up, just go with more narrative choices, because they always have, she said it's been designed where you can go in the middle, but if you want to, you know, role play an optimistic character, you can go that way, or again just go with the narrative. That was very, very cool. Now one of the bottles he picked up was nice because the smell of it went into the air and that kind of healed everybody, so that was kind of a nice find. Excuse me, taking a drink. And then there was a nice bit of lower piece. On the table you find a letter, so this is pushing into the main storyline. Another virtue choice came up, rebellion or vision for Verix, and that was from the letter. They were looking at keys, and the character here is going to open the chest. They failed to open the chest the first time, but it says the app tracks how many times you've tried testing it. So it's just for example, it might need 2 attempts. It did take 2 attempts here to kind of unlock the chest. Now, when it was open though, there was a kind of a voice. You could hear someone celebrate the fact the chest was open, and it was like a little hint that we're going to hear these characters talk in the game during certain parts. But other than that, there was just music being played, and it sounded really kind of cool. But we didn't get any special effects for when they kicked down the door or opened the gate with the keys or anything like that. But it's still early on in the app design, they said. Alright. So they got the keys, they wanted to open the gate. They opened the gate indeed. It spawned in some enemies, a new room. They started attacking this and building it out. It was actually very cool. They got to rescue some people, and then they jumped down to the next section where I guess the boss of the level. It said a blood witch stands at the lectern, a twisted smile plastered across her face. "You're too late," she crackles. "Here where the veil is thin I've gained the knowledge I seek. Soon Forthin and the rest of the baronesses will bow before me in the blood coven, even in my weakened state. Defeating you shall be worth it." And this is kind of the boss. They left it at this stage. They said, we don't want to spoil what happens, etc. But it looked captivating, it looked very interesting. I love the fact that what your characters are doing will affect the narrative and potential gameplay further on. We've still not seen the phase of crafting and that stuff. I hope we get to see a deeper dive on that. They didn't say there would be some future content being played on that, but I guess as we get closer to August, we of course should get that stuff. But it was cool as the terrain was going out, like Mansions of Madness. You had these bits to interact with, very similar to Mansions of Madness, but of course here it's a lot heavy on the combat focus, which looked also very cool. And the recipes hinted at potential things we could craft and use in the game. For example, those fire potions you may have noticed in the screens. So, yeah, it looked very fun. I think what we saw here was almost I'd say a 30-minute game, because they did a lot of explaining at the beginning and explaining stuff. And it was like a little, if anything, a little side mission. And yeah, it's got me even more excited for the game now. How the app works, it's looking, like I said, Mansions of Madness, but with more combat-heavy focus on the characters doing combat. And, you know, Mansions of Madness doesn't have a full narrative story, but this does. It will remember your characters, so you can get in this. And for me, it feels more role-playing as a dungeon crawl, and it looks fantastic. But still, I have that worry where we're going to need rolling the TV so people can see all this text, especially when you're opening chests, and it just tells you you're getting some materials and things like this. And yeah, I think people need to see the app, what it's doing. That's what I think. But anyway, let me know your thoughts. I'll leave the link down below of the actual live stream. It goes on for an hour, and I tried to put everything I learned from that inside this video. So you know, if it's a TLDR kind of scene, hopefully I've give you everything that you need to know. But yeah, the live stream itself was kind of fun, how they were talking and stuff and building out the terrain. That's kind of nice. But I'm definitely super excited for Descent Legends of the Dark. And yeah, if we get any more stuff on the gravy train towards launch, I will keep you updated on the channel. But oh my goodness, it's looking super slick, and I really can't wait to play this. So let me know in the comments what you think of the playthrough or anything you discovered today on the video. And I think one of the takeaways from today was I didn't even notice the art. I think I got used to the art so much now I'm just overlooking it. So yeah, I don't think that's such of a issue for me at the minute. But hey, there were some people in the comments saying you're going to need a big table for this, but I think you need a big table for most modern games, especially Kickstarter games. I mean, they love to have big footprints, don't they? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. You've been listening to Kickstarter Radio 102.4. I've been your host, Lipstickpaddy. You take care, stay safe, and bye-bye for now.